Hello, this is Meghnad and you're watching Sansad Watch, where we tell you what the leaders you elected have been doing for you. It was the last week of the second half of the budget session and here are the highlights. 8 new Rajya Sabha members took oath last week. 3 from Kerala, 2 from Assam, 1 from Nagaland, Himachal Pradesh and Tripura each. The Lok Sabha was adjourned multiple times as opposition MPs continued their protest against the fuel price hike. Adjournments continued in the Rajya Sabha as well after Chairman Venkaiah Naidu refused to admit notices moved under Rule 267 to discuss price rise. The Lok Sabha held a discussion on the situation in Ukraine. During the discussion, the Petroleum Minister said that India has not increased petrol prices as much as other countries. While the US and others have increased by 50%, we have increased only by 5%. Really? Really? Okay then. The Lok Sabha passed the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill, which allows police and prison authorities to collect, store and analyze physical and biological samples of detainees. This includes retina and iris scans of the convicted, arrested and detained persons. They can store this data up to 75 years. The Rajya Sabha also cleared this bill. Rajya Sabha also passed the Chartered Accountants and Cost and Works Accountants and the Company Secretaries Amendment Bill 2022 and the Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill. While clearing the first one, the upper house voted through a voice vote more than 200 times to clear 106 clauses and amendments proposed to it by opposition members. And finally, the second half of the budget session of Parliament was adjourned on Thursday, a day ahead of its schedule. Alright, so now that the budget session is done, let us sit back, relax and look at the development that is unfolding in Delhi. During Navratri, 99% of the households in Delhi don't even use garlic and onion, so we have decided that no meat shops will be open in South MCD. The decision will be implemented from tomorrow. Fine will be imposed on violators. Now you must be wondering, who is this guy? His name is Mukesh Suryan. Clearly a big believer in numerology, but also the mayor of South Delhi Municipal Corporation. He is also the guy who is currently facing a massive political existential crisis because he is one of the 3 mayors of the Delhi Municipal Corporation who has to fight to become the only sole singular mayor of the DMC. All thanks to what the Modi government did in Parliament last week. I know, it's a long complicated thread of events, but as always, mehna. So let me begin by telling you the story of Delhi Municipal Corporation. Back in 2012, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi was this giant administrative unit. It was the second biggest municipal corporation in the world after Tokyo. The mayor of Delhi was treated as the first citizen of Delhi and the post used to carry a lot of weight. The mayor used to be called for ceremonial events and even foreign dignitaries used to go meet them. In that way, the post of mayor was kind of as powerful as the chief minister of Delhi. The mayor was a parallel authority figure who was running a corporation with a budget of 1600 crore rupees. And then Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit came along and said, "Iske teen tukde kar do." No, not break up the mayor. She meant break up the municipality in 3, North, East and South. So in 2012, MCD was split into NDMC, EDMC and SDMC. Our friend Mukesh here is currently the mayor of SDMC. EDMC's mayor is Shyam Sundar Agrawal. Oh, and he also issued a farman to ban meat. NDMC's mayor is Raja Iqbal Singh. These 3 mayors are the result of Sheila Dikshit's trifurcation of the MCD. And now, BJP wants it all back together. Last week, the Parliament passed the Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill, which reversed the trifurcation and returned MCD back to its original giant entity state. Not just that, they have also taken away a lot of powers from the state government. Earlier, the state government could decide on 1. The total number of seats of councillors and number of seats reserved for the members of scheduled castes. 2. Division of the area of corporations into zones and wards. 3. delimitation of wards where boundaries of administrative units are redrawn based on changes in population. 4. Matters such as salary and allowance and leave of absence of the commissioner. 5. Sanctioning of consolidation of loans by any of the 3 corporations. And 6. Sanctioning suits for compensation against the commissioner for loss or waste of misapplication of the municipal fund or property. Now, all of this, which the state used to do earlier, has been snatched away and given to the center. So essentially, this bill is removing a lot of influence that the state government had over the MCD and gave it to the central government. So why is this happening? Let me break it down for you in 2 parts, policy reasons and political reasons. The policy reasons first. For the longest time, even before Sheila Dikshit came along, committees have been pointing out that Delhi is a gigantic city and is rapidly growing. So the local body administration cannot be done by one organization. The unified MCD had 272 wards distributed among 12 administrative zones with 22 departments and a single commissioner. All of that to govern 1.6 crore people. The committees recommended splitting MCD into 4 corporations and 2 councils. Sheila Dikshit split it into 3. After 2012, there were 3 commissioners, 66 head of departments and 3 mayor offices. This was not exactly smooth sailing though. The trifurcation led to some problems. You see, the 3 MCDs are wildly different. South Delhi is rich, while East and North not so much. As of 2017, SDMC had about 4.7 lakh taxpayers out of 10 lakh property owners. NDMC had 3.3 lakh taxpayers for 10 lakh owners. And EDMC had 2.2 lakh taxpayers for 4 lakh property owners. Both East and North are places where there are many unauthorized settlements. So people don't pay tax to the MCD. As a result, East and North MCDs have a budget deficit of 2,000 crore rupees, while MCD South, which has been doing okay earlier, even they are suffering a budget deficit of 500 crore rupees right now. There are currently 1,60,000 employees in the 3 MCDs combined, and they take home a total of 8,900 crore rupees. And the combined income from taxes for MCDs is 6,700 crore. Going by this, घाटा तो होगा ही. So the idea is, if unification is done, a bunch of these employees can be fired and money can be saved up on salaries and other things. An estimated 200 crore of it. That is the basic logic of unification. पैसा नहीं है, कहीं तो savings करना पड़ेगा, so let's unify, reduce departments, fire some people and save up on salaries while simultaneously achieving some political goals. Yes, now let us come to the fun part. Politics. The national capital is a fun place to follow politics for one big reason. 2 of our national parties, BJP and Congress, have been in this multi-decadal battle to control all 3 levels of government, center, state and MCD. And then AAP comes along and the battle gets even more intense. Take a look at this. Our story starts in 1996. We have the center, we have the state and we have the MCD. In the center, BJP comes to power in 1996. In the MCD, BJP comes to power in 1997. In 1998, Congress comes to power. What happens next? BJP is gone. 2002 में Congress आ गया MCD में. Congress moves on to get the state as well. यहाँ पे भी BJP गया. And Congress comes to rule the center as well. Next decade. Now what happens next? Congress गया. MCD में BJP आ गया. Now Congress moves on to take the state. Congress moves on to take the center in 2009. What happens next? BJP moves on to take the MCD again in 2012. यहाँ पर the trifurcation happens where South DMC, East DMC and North DMC are separate, but BJP takes all 3. Next, Congress is gone and here enters the Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party आ चुकी है. इसके बाद Congress is gone here as well. Oh my God, BJP comes in 2014 in center as well. Aam Aadmi Party moves on to 2015, takes over the state again. In 2017, BJP has taken over the MCD yet again. In 2019, it's hashtag आएगा तो मोदी ही, center भी उन्हीं का हो गया. अब आया आम आदमी पार्टी 2020 में. That is how, my friends, आम आदमी पार्टी sandwich is formed. Yeah, आप sandwich. Intense stuff, right? So we come to right now. Just before the MCD elections were about to be announced, a farman went out from the central government to the election commission saying, wait. हमें एक two changes करना है in the way the corporation will function. Then they brought in this unification bill. Now elections will be easily postponed by another 2 years because the entire map of the wards will be redrawn by the BJP government. And before that is done, the census of the entire country needs to happen. It's going to take a while. But till then, expect these three mayors to be in the news by issuing farmans and saying outrageous things. After all, this is an existential crisis for them. Mukesh seems to be winning at the moment. All thanks to numerology, of course. Moving on to questions of the week. Member of Parliament A. Raja asked for details of the hacking of Twitter, email, government websites pertaining to government accounts and government offices, also including VVIPs and VIPs, during the last 5 years. The government responded saying that there have been a total of 641 instances where Twitter, email or websites have been targeted in the last 5 years. Well, I'm not surprised. The government Twitter accounts are being handled by people who sometimes post this picture from the official Home Affairs handle and caption it post-Amphan restoration. Not sure how adept they are at cybersecurity, to be honest. Here's another one. MP Vincent Pala asked for the number of cases ongoing, closed, completed and convictions under the CBI since its inception, year-wise. The government responded saying a total of 7,932 cases have been registered by the CBI since 2012. Out of that, 5,257 cases have ended up with a conviction. In the last 2 years, the conviction rate has been 24% and 25%. For more on why this happens, I highly recommend you watch this episode. That's all I have for you in this week's Sansad Watch. Delhi walo, share this episode with whoever you know. After all, तुम्हारे garbage collection का सवाल है. Remember, if you want to make Parliament great again, you need to watch it first. See you next week.
The subscription model is something that keeps newslaundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to newslaundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो मेरे खर्च पर आजाद है खबरें.